Welcome to this Stockbox interview with Rolf Gerristen, the CEO of MetalNRG. Hi, Rolf.
Hi, Mark. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Good, thank you. Good.
Great. So we've got you on Stockbox for an interview because you've announced today that the company plans an acquisition of Lake Victoria Gold and the intention to raise 4.5 million. So can you give us some context around this announcement today?
Yeah, look, Lake Victoria Gold is a Australian company,
Hmm.
and it has an asset in Tanzania that they've been working on for the last 8 years. They've spent roughly 10 million Australian dollars on it thus far themselves, and there were historical workings on it.
Hmm.
They've completed a pre-feasibility study. They have a JORC compliant resource, roughly 300,000 ounces, which includes a reserve of approximately 90,000 ounces of gold. The interesting thing here, I believe, is that it is a asset that is 10 months to 12 months away from getting into production. So it's going to take us another, let's say, 12 months to get this into producing gold. Its NVP is currently at 23.5 million US dollars, and that is based on a price of 1,500 US dollars per ounce of gold. So we're being extremely conservative. The acquisition is an all-share acquisition. So we're actually buying or using our paper to acquire their shares, 100% of their shares. Uh, and their value is currently their company is being valued at £6 million for the purposes of the acquisition. So I think from our perspective, it's a very good transaction. I think from their perspective, it's a very good transaction. And more importantly, we have an asset here that will be producing gold in about a year. So very excited about the prospect.
Yes, it does sound very exciting. Yeah, your resource of 300,000, reserve of 90, and you're targeting 12,000 per annum within 12 months. It sounds very nice. So yeah, how do you feel about that, and how does it all come together?
Look, in terms of it coming together, first of all, you have to look at why is it taking us the time it's taking us to complete the transaction. The reason for that is that they have more than 50 shareholders invested in their company. That means that this transaction is regulated by the takeover panel in Australia. And therefore, we need to put an offer out there which is open for a minimum of 1 month, and that gives sufficient time to the shareholders to accept it. And as I said, what we're offering is conversion of the LVG shares into MetalNRG shares. Once that transaction has been completed, then we need to get the asset into production. The budget to get the asset into production is roughly 5.8 million US dollars. And that would give us a production level of about 12,000 ounces per annum. So a nice return. And that is where I'm planning to raise what I'm planning to raise funds for. So the way this comes together is, one, we have to issue a prospectus,
Hmm.
and that prospectus has to seek from our shareholders the authority to issue the required shares to complete the LVG transaction.
Hmm.
And at the same time, we would be doing a fundraise to do the development of the mine. And last but not least, we would also make sure that we raise some additional funds so that we can progress other opportunities that we're working on at the same time.
Okay, so the plan is to raise 4.5 million. Is that enough then to cover what your planned expenditure on LVG?
The planned expenditure, we're putting together a package which will also include some development finance, be it through an offtake agreement or some sort of a development capital, be it a loan of some sort. We're working away on that and making good progress. We're in a number of conversations to put that package together. We're looking to raise up to 4.5. Look, the whole package needs to be put together, and that's one of the things I'm working on at the moment in terms of financing it. There will be an element of equity. There will be an element of debt financing at the same time, be it pure debt against the LVG asset, be it as an offtake agreement or some sort of another mezzanine type finance.
Okay. And you've also mentioned in the RNS that Seth Dickinson, who's the CEO for Lake Victoria Gold LVG, will join the board at MetalNRG. What can you tell us about Seth and what's his remit?
Seth is his background is more from the geological side. He's been working on the asset for the last 8 years. He's been driving it forward and has done an exceptional job. He is a geologist, as I said, by background. His expertise is bringing mines online and into production, and that's really what he'll be focusing on here. His remit will be that to run the special purpose vehicle, which is being set up dedicated exclusively to the development of gold projects, and that will include Goldridge and any other gold opportunities that we will bring in to MetalNRG over the coming months and years. So he will have the remit of one, delivering the production out of LVG's assets in Tanzania over the next months and over the time frame I explained. Two, he will be developing and implementing the plan on Goldridge. And three, he'll be looking at additional acquisitions within the gold space that we can bring into the special purpose vehicle dedicated exclusively to gold. Again, it isn't only Seth who will be joining the board, also Bjorn, who is a main board member who currently sits on the LVG board and has a very strong financial background and financing background, will also be joining our board to help us drive forward the whole project and the company over the next couple of years.
Okay. Well, it certainly sounds like it's a bit of a turning point for MNRG. And before we came on air, you said it was a very hectic day, but a very good day. So how do you feel about this? And what is the next step? I guess investors can look out for the prospectus. Is that right?
Look, I think in terms of next step, let's first of all make sure we do everything right that has to be done. And there's quite a lot that needs to be done. We're just getting started here, Mark. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm very ambitious for MetalNRG. I want to drive this forward. I want to put it on a real serious growth path. And as I said, I'm just getting started. But what can we look forward to? One, the first draft of the prospectus has been submitted. That has to go through a process and various iterations. Once that's approved, it will be made public for all of our shareholders, and it will be in the public domain, and people can review that. In the meantime, if people do want to find out more about the LVG transaction, we have put on our website the complete competent persons report, which was completed on the LVG asset before we announced this particular offer that has been made. So there's a lot more information about the asset that can be found. At the same time, we're still progressing very strongly with Pierpaolo on the oil and gas side to make sure that we don't just that we get all the regulatory approvals to complete that transaction at the same time, and hopefully more to come. So we're, as I said, very ambitious for the company, very serious about growing it in a sustainable and a profitable way over the next few years.
Okay, well, Rolf Gerristen, the CEO of MetalNRG, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you for listening to this Stockbox interview. For more information, interviews and videos, visit our website at stockboxmedia.com or give us a follow on Twitter by searching @StockboxMedia.